So yesterday, my license got suspended.
Oh,
That's
just out of nowhere.
Just out of nowhere.
Expecting
well,
it?
I wasn't driving. It wasn't because of like a driving thing.
All right.
But my license got suspended. That's what happened. And we're going to talk about that today on the podcast. We're also going to talk about, I don't know, just anything really.
We'll get into it.
We'll get into it.
Yeah, we always do.
We always do.
Classic.
Run the intro.
All right, let's do it.
Warning, the following pre-recorded podcast will blow your mind. Broadcasting to Anchor, YouTube, Spotify, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts. Recorded in Cole's parents' basement. This is Small YouTube Channels Talk.
Great intro.
Welcome back.
Do we want to do the ad first or in the middle?
You know what? Yeah, let's just get the ad done right now.
Okay, sweet. Let's run the ad.
Let's run the ad.
What a great ad. Welcome back.
I'm your host, Cole James Anderson, here with
Jack Unruh,
my co-host. We are small YouTuber channels that talk.
Yep.
So,
talking about
everything.
Not just YouTube.
That's right.
But it's based on the fact
honestly,
that...
we don't talk about YouTube enough.
Yeah.
we talk about
no,
more like
honestly, I don't think we've
stuff.
ever had just like a topic of YouTube before.
I think we've... you know what? Maybe we'll talk about that today.
Maybe.
We'll
see what happens.
Anyways, so long story short, my license got suspended. TLDR, you know.
Classic.
So I wake up yesterday morning and I go upstairs, and of course it's my dad's day off, right? So he's chilling. He's chilling like a
steady
villain.
booing.
But he's looking at some mail. And apparently he got a letter in the mail that said, well, I guess technically it was my mail, but, you know, parents open mail.
Right.
Whatever. Technically it's a federal crime, but, you know, well, let's not put that over his head.
Pressing some charges here.
But basically I got a letter in the mail that said that my license was suspended. And I was like, what the hell? Apparently it had been suspended for 3 days prior to that, which I had been driving. So if I had gotten pulled over in those 3 days, big ticket. But I didn't because I'm a good driver.
Right.
Actually, I haven't been pulled over in like a year and a half.
Really?
So like I'm a pretty
You're just a
decent
stud
driver.
on the road.
I'm a stud.
Everybody knows that.
So anyways, so I find out that my driver's license is suspended, and I'm like, what the fuck? And my parents were like, do you have any tickets you didn't tell us about? And I was like, no, I haven't gotten pulled over, you know. I'm a really safe driver. You know, it's not like I have any fucking, it's not like I have to go to court for something, you know. I'm a good guy.
He's a good guy.
Come to find out, when I dropped out of STI, my bill
which is a college.
Which is it's a tech school, yeah.
Right.
My bill for my student debt went to the South Dakota Collection Agency, and apparently if you don't start paying them, they have the right to restrict your access to your license. They can suspend it. They can't take it away, but they can suspend it.
Yeah. So
basically, you know, pretty messed up. I think that that's really messed up. Like that has nothing to do with. I think that's really it's really convoluted too because, okay, so you need to start making payments on this bill, right? But since you haven't been, we're going to take away your license to prevent you from going to work and making money and paying off the bill, which is very convoluted.
Yeah, that is very odd.
It's stupid.
So were you warned prior to this, or
I had gotten like a thing in the mail, but they didn't say, like, it didn't specifically say like what would happen. It was like start making payments, and I was like, I planned on eventually contacting them once I had a job, and I just recently got a job, so you know I planned to make that call when I had the money to start doing it,
of course.
But then out of nowhere, you know, a state of South Dakota, fucking bunch of dumbasses, fucking just takes my fucking license. Like, how is that gonna help either of us get money if I can't get to work?
Yeah. It's like you give somebody a pickaxe and you're like, break this rock. Oh, but you can't use a pickaxe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. But I want you to do this one thing specifically for me, but because you haven't been doing it, I'm gonna take away the one tool that lets you do it.
Yeah.
It pissed me off.
Yeah.
I just have a lot of problems with state government. So I had a very stressful day yesterday.
Heresy. So what's your plan of action now?
So this morning yesterday I set up a payment plan, and if you set up a payment plan, then then you can get your license back.
Oh, yeah.
So did that yesterday. This morning I went to the DMV and I got a new license, so I'm all good to drive on the roads again.
Perfect.
It's not like I wasn't before. I'm a safe driver.
Safe driver.
It was so.
Doesn't that just piss you right off?
It pisses me right off. When it went to collections to get this, my bill went from $5,000 and maybe a couple hundred to $6,000. Like it's steep increase. And the only payment options were like 12 months or 24 months. And if I would have chose 12 months, that's $500 a month that I would have had to pay up. So now instead I'm paying $250 a month.
So you had mentioned in a group chat with Trev, Ed, and me the other day, is this going to affect your movie?
I really hope not. It's possible it could, right? Because this is now $259 specifically every month that I cannot use because it has to go specifically towards that bill.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to look on like the upside of things, you know, because I did want to start making payments on my loan. So if I'm smart financially, it won't be a problem.
Right.
If I save my money and I don't spend it, because I used to have a really big problem of spending money the moment I had it, you know, because when I sold my camera, the stupidest mistake I've probably ever made, I sold it with the intention of keeping that money and saving it up for the next camera. And then literally the same day and the day after, I spent all of that money.
On what?
Like fucking leather jackets and dumb shit. Like it was just... I was a dumb kid.
Well,
and I still am. You know, I'm still learning.
Right.
And it took dumb moments like that for me to realize, hey, maybe I want to be financially stable and actually save money and not fucking spend it all right away.
Yeah. Well, you're learning.
It's a lot. Yeah, I'm learning.
It's the beauty of life's mystery.
Yeah.
You know, and I think it's kind of cool that you bring that up because... You know,
you ever had financial problems like that? Being financially a little bit ignorant? Because I've always kind of been like that.
This just kind of reminds me of, and I don't know if we talked about this on last week's podcast, but it reminds me of what Adam Seif was saying in his interview.
Oh, sure,
about success through failure.
Right.
And how, I think we did talk about this last week, how you either win or learn.
Right, yeah.
And so as you're going through these life experiences, like, oh yeah, I've had... really, really stupid example was I was driving home and I had two buddies in the car and it was like
he's gonna say the N word.
I'm
kidding.
You know
it's always that one.
Yeah,
joke,
it's always that. So I was driving home and it was like April, so it was raining, but it was a little bit frozen.
Sure.
And I had just watched the Fast and Furious movies.
No.
Okay.
Oh no.
And so when we pull into the driveway, I'm like, watch this. And I tried to skirt into the driveway, but the driveway was slippery and I crashed into the garage door and it put a dent in the garage door. And so I went to the other side. They tried to bash it back in with a sledgehammer. It didn't work.
Was this your old house or your current house?
No, the current house.
Your mom's current house.
Yeah. And it was $300 out of my pocket, just like that.
But you're the one who paid for it, I assume.
Yep, I had to pay for it, and
that's a great lesson.
You know
great
what I mean?
Lesson to be made.
And so through that, you know, that taught me to not dink around on the road.
I mean, we're all stupid teenagers.
Yeah,
of course.
Because you realize how, like, much of a waste of money that is.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like it was like 2 seconds of what was probably fun, and then a whole lot of pain.
Exactly. I mean, $300.
Even that happening, and then having to go to your mom or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, so I went into the garage.
And if somebody just handed me $300 right now, that's what it would be like if I didn't crash into that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that's just ugh.
It sucks to think about that too.
It does.
I can name a shit ton of just stupid decisions that I've made that have taught me a lot, but I've just kind of got to take those in waves, you know?
Right.
Because definitely as we've gotten older, I've gotten a lot more of a conscience about what dumb stuff not to do.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll still do dumb stuff, but like I can calculate the consequences, you know?
Yeah, you at least know what you're getting yourself into.
Right. Because, I mean, all the time I still do dumb stuff, but like it's understanding the consequences that really, really helps, because then you can alleviate whether or not you should or should not do it.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
say, fucking drifting around in a parking lot. Hey, as long as you don't fucking hit one of those lights, you're fucking all
You're
fine.
good.
Yeah, as long as there's no cops, you're fine.
Yeah.
Maybe don't do it in your driveway.
Yeah, it's a whole other story.
Right,
you know what
right.
I mean?
You gotta leave. You gotta weigh the pros and the cons.
Right.
Of
It's all
each.
about pros and cons.
Exactly. It's a lot of fight and flight too.
Yes.
You get in situations a lot more as you grow up of like confrontation of different sorts, where you learn to you gotta know when to fight and when to back off.
Right.
In the situation like the drama that was going on with Late Night Booming after the first episode, you knew that was a situation you had to fight because it was, that was just it was going against like what you stood for.
Right. And it's you gotta know when to hold them, you gotta know when to fold them.
Exactly.
There's
sometimes you get in a stupid argument with one of your buddies and you just need to drop it.
And when you're younger, you don't really know the difference, and as you grow older, you can tell when to hold them and when to fold them.
For sure, yeah.
And as long as when you make a mistake, as long as you learn from it, you're still winning,
right?
Because you just learned a lesson. You know what I mean? Like, even though I crashed into the garage door, I had to pay $300. Like that has actually helped me because it's especially like when it's raining and stuff. I'm much more cautious. Like I don't want to pay another $300 like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
but at the same time, you're also a little bit more confident because you understand what's happened before.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's something.
I'm sorry. You want to?
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say I used to be really bad at holding grudges. I used to hold grudges for very, very long time, but like recently, like I feel like at this point I can't hold a grudge on someone for longer than like a day. Like if I know it's like really bad, then like obviously I'll like stop talking to someone or whatever. Like there was this friend, then some really fucked up shit went down, and we're not friends anymore. But I don't have a grudge against her anymore, but I'm not gonna let her back in my life because like what happened was pretty messed up. But I don't want to I don't think of her as a bad person.
Right.
You
just choose not to associate.
She was making a mistake just as much as I've made mistakes in the past.
Right.
But that I didn't want that kind of person in my life. Maybe someday she'll be better, and we can be friends again.
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten a lot better at knowing when to hold them and fold them.
Yes,
that's right.
And that's just it. That's the balance. And this kind of actually reminds me of something that I was going to tell you about.
Ooh.
I haven't told you about this, but I'll tell you right now, live on the podcast.
Oh,
so
live reaction.
Live reaction. So yesterday there was. Okay, so there's a teacher at USF, a professor who teaches language arts and very, very smart person. He wrote a play, and it went from tomorrow and it goes until Saturday. Okay, and so the students got in.
Like that's the performing.
That's when it performs from.
Sure.
And so the students got in. We got in free yesterday, but I knew something was up when I walk in and they're like, okay, there's only 86 seats available. And I'm like, wait, what? So we get our tickets and we walk past the, like, how you walk into an auditorium and you go like into the rows of chairs and watch the stage, right?
Yeah.
We go past all those chairs and we go up to the stage and we walk in through this door and we're on the stage, but the whole stage has like walls around it. And there's chairs in like kind of like a U formation around this. And basically the way he wrote this play was you sit in the room, quote unquote room that the play takes place in.
Oh.
And so and then there's interaction with the crowd. So you feel like you are there in the play.
Cool.
Which is, I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
And I thought that's a very creative, very interesting way. But it gets even better. The reason I was going to tell you about it is because of what the play was about.
Oh boy.
It was
Let's hear it.
Kind of something that you've been exploring with some of your recent projects in the past couple of years.
Sure.
So the play is called Loving Arms, okay? And it has kind of multiple different meanings, but basically
they're getting a free sponsorship on this.
Yes, you're welcome, Kevin Cole, for this. So yeah, it's called Loving Arms, and basically the thing takes place in an art gallery, okay? And there's people in there talking, and then there's a shooting that happens.
Whoa.
Yeah, and you can like hear the shooting and everything, and you're there in the room, and then the shooter comes into the room, and basically the entire play is not like what you'd think of a play where, or like even like a movie, like where there's like this storyline that happens to these specific characters. Everything in the play is just a representation of something.
Sure.
And so their dialogue isn't like real human dialogue. It's like speculation dialogue, which is kind of hard. It's really hard to explain, but the way that this play is pulled off is so incredible. You empathize with the shooter at points, but you're very angry at the shooter at some points.
Right.
And you know how you've been talking about, you know, these things where you're able to empathize with such a horrible person, you know, and I just think that you would love the play.
How much does it cost to go?
I think it's like $10. Wow. Yeah.
Wow, I would love to go to that. That sounds really cool.
I think you would love it. And not only that, but they had then a discussion after the play. Like right after the play got done, the writer came out and the director came out and the whole cast, and we just discussed the play with them.
Wow.
And it was...
That sounds really cool.
It was so cool.
I should look into go into that.
You should. And I won't go again, but I could pay for you to go if you want to go, if you really want to go.
Wow.
Because
I
want you to see that. Just let me know.
You should let me know the show times. I'll look into that for sure. That sounds really cool.
It is.
I like stuff like that brings a conversation forward.
Absolutely.
You know? Because it's empathy that I feel like our nation really lacks. And that's film is thankfully one of those things where, you know, you can basically make any character have empathy and, you know, be someone that you can empathize with.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think that also just makes the conversations that we have easier to have.
Of course.
But yeah, for sure. Wow, that's really cool.
So what this brings up was, I guess I'll bring up to you what the whole point of the play was. There's many, many different aspects, a very layered story. But one of the biggest points was, it takes place in an art gallery, and the two characters come in and they see these paintings. They're classical paintings. And the paintings one of them depicts a beheading, and the other one depicts somebody trying to convert her sister from being a prostitute. Like, it's this whole deep story behind the paintings. So they talk about that and how like it depicts violence, and how one of the painting about the beheading was by a very peaceful person. The other painting that was more tame was by a very, very violent person in real life.
Wow.
And so what they were discussing was how people depict violence in art, okay? So then the shooter comes in, and he starts talking about, why is it okay for you guys to accept violence in art and film and this kind of stuff? But when it actually happens, everyone freaks out.
Oh, that's a good conversation.
And
wow.
And so obviously the point was, it's not real life when it's in art. We channel our anger through art. But it's kind of an interesting topic, you know, how we depict our feelings through what we do, whatever type of art, plays, movies, music, whatever, you know what I mean? Writing, painting.
For sure. Wow, that's really deep.
It is very deep play.
That's wow. Maybe I go see that and we talk about it next week.
Honestly, that'd be great.
Some of the concepts. That'd be really cool. I'm really down.
And then we could like send the podcast to USF so they could hear the podcast, spread it out there a little bit more.
Spread a little bit.
I mean, imagine that if you made something and somebody made an entire podcast talking about a review. Yeah. I'm sure the writer would appreciate it.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, people do that with films all the time.
Oh, yeah.
You know? And that gets just good publicity, you know, because maybe you want to hear someone's opinion about a film.
Exactly.
Look it up. Oh, look, there's 20 podcasts about it. I'll just pick one and choose, you know, just close your eyes.
Close your eyes and pick one?
Pick one.
Do you think we should do something like that? Like when we're done with our films, like right after the film gets done, like have like a talk, like a little discussion about
this. Yeah, for sure.
I think that'd be
definitely
cool.
liked what we did with like the Slick Trigger commentary, something like that, where we actually talk about, you know, the intricacies, and I think watching the film helps a little bit too, because we realize stuff about that watching it together and talking about it that I had noticed 20 times watching it before, which is a really cool thing to do, you know?
Like when Ed said, He's walking the line between good and evil.
Yeah.
Like just little stuff like that.
It's the little tiny things,
See?
you know? You realize how much better it is than you thought, and how much worse it is than you
Exactly,
thought.
yes. That's very true.
So, okay, since we're a YouTube podcast centered around like YouTube stuff, let's talk about YouTube.
Okay, let's talk
because
about
this
YouTube.
was originally supposed to be about like small channels and stuff.
Right.
12th episode, let's finally talk about being a
Yeah,
small
okay.
YouTube
So now
channel.
you just got to get past the first 12 episodes.
Right.
Then the show is great, I promise.
You know, you get to that 12th episode and it really picks up.
yeah,
you know?
yeah. Then you just grind through it.
So, how long have you been on YouTube?
Ooh, let's see.
I want to say I'm borderlining like 9-ish years, 9-ish years.
So I'd say about the same. I mean, I think around 2010, I think is when the channel is officially created.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I think mine was 2009, 2011. It was between
Somewhere
that. It was
in
around
there.
the same time.
Right, yeah.
For sure. So how long, I guess, I guess I kind of know the answer to this, but more for the audience. Obviously, your content went through like a kind of like a big shift right in the beginning, right? Because you were kind of making like this afternoon show.
Yeah.
And even before that, you were making Lego stuff.
Yeah,
and then,
for sure.
And then it changed to more skit comedy. Tell me a little bit about how it was like, what it was like finding the content that you liked making.
For sure. Okay. This is interesting. I never thought about this. So basically, the origins of the channel, Eddie and I had a Lego table in our house,
Right.
and we would just like play Legos because, like, I mean, that's what
your kids,
9-10-year-olds do, you know?
For sure.
And so we'd play with Legos, and then we just decided to record it one day,
Right.
and then we
Convinced your mom.
yeah,
right?
we're like, Ma, can we make a YouTube channel? I still remember the day she said yes. And so then
wow, it pushed your entire career forward.
everything was downhill from there. So then we just put these like 2 videos of us playing with Legos on YouTube. Did not care about like views. We weren't in
Right.
it. It was literally just to put it on
oh,
YouTube.
look at how cool this is that we have
Yeah.
a YouTube channel. And
Yeah, exactly. And then we did the afternoon show. That was completely inspired by Rhett and Link. Again,
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
yeah. Again,
Yeah, Red
not
Link was really big.
Oh,
back
yeah.
then,
Good Mythical Morning. Again, not going for the views or anything
Right.
like that, just for fun. And then, you know, that thing that you do when you're a kid where you see something, you're like, oh, this is cringy, I'm just going to delete it forever. That's what I did. I deleted that off of
I did that
everything.
to a lot
which
of my
pisses
old
me off
videos.
because I would have loved to see those videos.
Right, yeah, same.
So then, after that, this is kind of where this is where it really actually took off. Then we made the names Tom 1.
The name is Tom Part 1
yes.
and Part 2.
And so the origins of the name, the Cheese Puffs, came from, we wanted to make videos that mocked like movies and stuff. Like it was like, oh, like the cheese, like it's cheesy movies, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so the names Tom 1 was literally just, how can we make this as dumb as possible? And then we showed that to like
really quick question. Was the Cheese Puffs the name of it? What was the name of the channel before?
just the cheese puffs.
It was always called the Cheese Puffs.
Yep.
Okay.
So
Because I
then,
was going to ask if you had a separate channel and then you switched to the Cheese Puffs.
oh yeah. So no, yep, it's been on Cheese Puffs all the time. And you know, we made the name Tom 1. That ended up circling through the school because we were in 6th grade at that point. And I mean, you know, somebody has a YouTube video and the whole class watches it. T teachers are always really good about, like, they love watching our videos. They show the whole class.
I mean, it's the same for me, yeah.
Oh yeah, and it like circulated through the school or whatever. And so then, I mean, from that point on, we were just having fun with it. You know?
I don't know about you, but in school, it was always any opportunity I had. Be like, could I make a video for this project instead of like an essay or something?
Same.
All the time.
Yeah.
Because it would, you know, I knew that I could excel in that medium.
Yes.
And I always got an A.
Exactly, yeah.
Always got an A for it.
And so, I mean, and then I'd honestly say, let me pull out the list here. Just cut this part out. We did the name's Tom. It moved into really dumb skits like the Nerf stuff. Nerf was really big.
Nerf was really big back then.
Bad News Network, that came next. That was inspired by Anchorman. And then, you know, it was just dumb stuff. We weren't going for views or anything like that. We were just really, literally just making stuff to amuse ourselves and putting it on YouTube. But I'd say when it finally came to, okay, we want some views now, Actually, cut that part out. Let me restate this.
Sure.
Another change was when we started the Slick Trigger series. That was our first actual series that we had done.
Semi-serious too.
And we uploaded once a week, and that was pretty cool. But I mean, we still had our skits mixed in there, so that kept going.
That was pretty big too in our community of sorts, because that was getting like a lot of attention.
Yeah, because it was out there and it was just kind of funky. Honestly, looking through all of these Cheese Puff videos, the only time we ever actually went for views was Gorilla.
Yeah, I could see it. Yeah, because everything else, Gorilla wasn't more so about views, because we did, actually put a lot of effort into it, but we did want it to get noticed.
Exactly,
for sure.
And
I don't think that we advertised it as well as we could.
Right,
we barely, even talked about it. We didn't make anything about it on Facebook or Instagram.
Yeah, it just all happened so quickly with Gorilla.
Right.
And so that's how the Cheese Puffs worked. I mean, to this day, it remains our passion project channel. It's literally just to amuse ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
And then we have other channels where we really go for views, like Dorm Boomin',
Late Night Boomin', yeah.
That's where we like push the YouTube, like actually participate in like views and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the overview about me. Let's hear the origin story way back.
Okay, so first of all, just to clear view, we're gonna look at Anderson Visuals first. Anderson Visuals went through a lot of name changes. It was very, very first name was called Pigwork. I'm sure you remember that.
Like back in 2010?
Back in 2010. That was like the fucking first name. It was Pigwork. And then...
Where'd you get the idea for that name?
Well, like my previous channel, which is completely lost to time. It was closed by YouTube for some reason or another, was called Cannibalistic Pig. And it would have been Cannibalistic Piggy, but the Y wouldn't fit, so it was just Cannibalistic Pig with 2 G's, which was really dumb. So the pig with 2 G's became like a thing. So it was Pig with 2 G's, Piggwork. That was like, and I was kind of inspired by the video game company Valve's logo, so I made my logo similar. Straight fucking stealing, honestly. But so that's what I did, and then it became Timon Media, and then it became Anderson Visuals, right? Okay. So first, there was a short period of time where I really wanted to make Practically Dead already, and this is after like I went through like all like my Minecraft phase and shit. Right. So I wanted to make Practically Dead already. I wrote 6 genuine fucking scripts.
What year was this in?
This was checking. I wonder if YouTube Studio even has this information. Here, let me go to the YouTube app. It's like, I don't ever watch stuff like this. I don't ever go back to my old videos because it's just cringe. Oh no, don't play. Oh no, that's bad. No, stop it. That's just okay. I think it was 2013.
Okay.
2013, 2014.
Sure.
So I Practically Dead already. I was going through kind of like a filming phase where I like really genuinely wanted to be like a filmmaker, but I wasn't making it happen. I wasn't pushing myself. And then of course we did Slick Trigger, and wow, there's so many videos on my channel. Okay. Pig podcast. That was I had a huge phase where that was like a podcast, even though it was just me and my friends sit down. We'd sit down for like 10 minutes and just chat about shit. It wasn't a podcast at all.
Yeah.
Spider 4, I became that was when me and you first met. I started posting like videos. I made like a fan trailer for it. I started Off the Grid. We had the FNAF Ruins Lives, The Church, a classic, Off the Grid, more Spider 4 fan videos.
Oh, man.
And then I had like a giant phase of making Walking Dead fan videos, which really improved my editing.
Right.
And then I made more fan videos. I was really a fan of like those like music video type things. Don't ask me why. And then Off the Grid ended, and then I started getting into more sketch comedy type stuff with like go outside, stuff like that. That was when I was trying to I was trying to get views because I was like, oh, look at how funny this is. Oh, it's really, I'm so genius. And I rode go outside for a pretty long time because it was genuinely kind of funny.
There's like 8 episodes of that. Wasn't there?
Well, there's the video game trailer, which I wasn't actually even going to make anything after that. It was just like a joke. And then someone actually told me to make it. So I made it. And then I made another one. And then I made the 4th one. And then there's technically 4.
Okay.
So
in canon.
In canon. Because Jesse and Robert also made their own little versions of it because it was that popular.
Right.
I mean, one day you got to make one.
Go outside.
I'm thinking
a fan trailer for it.
Go outside. Go outside VR. Go. Pokemon Go Outside. I don't know. Yeah. Just make something up. School of Anarchy. Did School of Anarchy. And then that exact same summer was the same summer that we did Slick Trigger.
Really?
Which was kind of like when I started really taking a lot of that stuff seriously, And then Off the Grid came back because I wanted something to do. We made the Christmas episode, still more fan videos, and then I made a couple gaming videos. I've honestly made so many different types of content. I never really stuck to anything. My biggest problem was always I didn't know what I wanted to make because everything was so fun to make. And it wasn't until we would film stuff that I realized this is the thing that I have the most fun doing, and I feel like I get the most reward out of doing
film stuff.
Yeah, film Slick Trigger, School of Anarchy,
cinematic stuff.
Yeah. Skits have always been fun to make, when you're not taking yourself serious.
Yeah.
Moshe the Beetle, another classic. That was actually technically directed by Ron, but I was a big side producer. I was basically there the entire time.
Right.
Not gonna glow. This was 5 years ago.
But I pretty much did the whole thing myself.
Fuck Ron anyways. No, I'm kidding. And then we did Slick Trigger prior. Only got 2 episodes done of that. But that was all right.
It was a good project to be working on. It was a good
project to work on. And then the whole fallout happened with Ron, which fucking still
it's like so Vin Diesel and The Rock.
So dumb.
You realize now how dumb it was.
So dumb. The assassin, that was Brock's thing, more Slick Trigger stuff. And then I just kind of fell off the rails, and it was just a lot of different content because that was when the drama started. We were doing diss tracks.
Classic.
And then I did the morality short film. And then, Joby TV, I had that phase.
Coconut.
Those videos are all private. They're not removed from the channel. So I can still see all of them.
Yeah.
And then we did the small channel documentary, which wasn't much of a documentary at all. And then it definitely started getting way more serious. I did 1861. I produced 2 of Brock's music videos. Granted, there's a skit video in there. The day at the office at Anderson Visual.
Awesome.
That was just a fun video for us to make. And then it went straight into 1 minute Slick Trigger behind the scenes trailer. Slick Trigger behind the scenes came out with the commentary track, the interview. So yeah, that's the Anderson Visuals. And it's probably worse on my personal channel just because I didn't realize until maybe the last 2 years what I really wanted to do. But even then I've always been view chasing, because I always told myself, I want to be a YouTuber. I didn't decide that. I didn't realize that filmmaking was much better for me and YouTube probably would never happen. Because with Cole James and I'm not going to take as much time with this one, but I mean, vlogs have been pretty strong on that channel. I've definitely done vlogs for a pretty long time.
There was a vlogging phase for sure.
I had a pretty long... well, I mean, I kind of vlogged a bit too because there's kind of videos where I just sit at my desk and just use my webcam and make videos.
The icon, the staple of your channel is the update videos.
Update. Yeah, that was the worst. That was when I made the most update.
You updated on when the next update video would be.
Because it was literally like, here we go. It was like BNN crew. I made a video about
What?
I basically just stole a clip from your channel and re-uploaded it. And then at the beginning, I'm like, guys, look at this guy. He's so cool.
Really?
It's really
Is it still on there?
It's privated.
Anderson Visuals or
On Cole James Zane.
on Cole James Zane?
Yeah. This was CJ Studios before
Oh,
being
sure,
Cole
sure.
James. So I did that, and then I made a video called For BNN where I was like, hey guys, I really want to be in BNN. And then you're like, yeah, okay, we'll let you in BNN. And then I made a video called We're in BNN, which is just me talking to myself. And then, God, I sound like a fucking psychopath. And then I made a video called You There, Jack?
I remember that.
Because you weren't answering your email or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, I thought we were supposed to shoot today. I haven't heard from you. So I made a video and uploaded it to YouTube.
That's the best way to reach me. You know?
Just upload a video.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I made a video called Back from BNN after we filmed. And then when my episode and then I made a video called Wilfred Mingle Twist, which is not long. I haven't watched any of these in so long. I don't know.
Ancient.
And then I made a video called Swat the Fly where it's just edited
I remember that.
of me at the end just swatting the fly. I look so gay in that fucking video. And then it just went back
what about
to
Piggle Wiggle Wiggle.
oh my god. That was it was bad. I tried making like a fact video about me and then I even tried making I tried doing like fucking a prank video on chat roulette, which actually kind of did pretty well for most of those videos. And then I stopped uploading, and then I tried bringing it back Off the Grid on this channel, and then I decided I didn't want to do that, and then I started making gaming videos, and then I decided I didn't want to do that, and then that was when my vlogging phase came in, which was really like the peak of my channel back then, because I was doing that. I did that for like a week straight, and it was like really solid, and then I dropped off. It was pretty bad because vlogging was fun, but.
Vlogging's fun, but it's like eating fast food. The results
You can only do so much of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you eat T-bone and you just have the craps, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's a very hard thing to stay consistent on.
Yeah, because I mean,
Because you were
so
supposed
much
to do a
work.
whole second season of Adventure Vlogs with Doran Boomin, but you made, what, 2 videos?
Yeah.
You didn't even make 2 videos. You made 1 video.
Yeah, I had 2 videos, and oh my goodness. Vlogging is tough, though. I mean, because it's this...
Vlogging is just super rough.
It is like a good high school thing to do, but now we're kind of up in the game with, we have a new, short film on the way, a reel film on the way.
Right.
And, like, just big boy moves right now.
So speaking of, let's jump onto the short film. Because I decided, I don't think that I'm going to make a concept short film. I think I'm just going to start shooting the film.
Really?
I think I'm confident enough in the story that I don't think I need a concept short film to like sell it or whatever.
Sure.
Plus, I also feel like that'll just waste more time than if I just were making it for the film. So I'm just gonna do that. And then you want to start making short films with your camera, I assume. Did you get the lens?
Got the lens. I love it. The camera's great.
Is it?
So
shoot crispy ass 4K.
Oh, it's so crispy.
I'm so excited.
And I'm learning all about camera settings and how
Color
to do
grading,
all of it
for
in my
sure.
class right now, and it's going really well. I'm really excited for this short film.
So, what's the plan for the short film then? Or who do you have casted so far?
So
I'm totally down to act because I haven't acted
Really?
in a while.
You'll act again?
I haven't acted
coming
in a
out of
while.
retirement,
Coming out of
Eddie
retirement.
Murphy in it. Okay, so yeah, basically the idea of the short film is that it's 3 different storylines that all connect. And this isn't like something where it's like it's got like a message or anything like that. It's just like we just want to film it
For fun.
For
sure.
fun. Yeah.
Hell, there might even be a message hidden somewhere.
Right. I mean, you'll probably be able to find one, so
Right.
I probably shouldn't even say that. But yeah, so it's 3 different storylines. Like, have you ever played Detroit Become Human? Or heard anything like that?
Yeah.
Right. So then they'll intertwine. And I don't know. Basically, it's we were talking about it before the show. We always take everything to the extreme, and so this is just a really big play on the mobster. I don't know.
We cannot get over those mobsters.
The mobster
stories.
just always fascinates me.
Yeah.
That era I just always love that.
Yeah.
Something about that. And so yeah, we're really gonna make fun of that, like you sick bastard, and it's like always
you
like
owe me my money. Where's my money,
yeah,
you motherfucker?
yeah, it's like just like that, and it's like insane. It's gonna be super fun and dramatic.
So when are you shooting it?
Probably right when Ed gets done with basketball, so like early March.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm excited for him to stop being busy.
Oh, it's gonna be so.
He's a busy boy.
Busy boy.
Busy boy. Do you have a date set for the next late night booming?
Not yet. Still
need
trying to figure
to.
that out. I know we need
Just
to
set it and say fuck it.
set it and do it.
Set it.
You got
Do
any
it.
plans on the near horizon for just little projects? Or?
Well, I specifically asked for Mondays off.
Oh.
Mondays and Fridays off.
Perfect.
For my job. So as long as it's on a Monday, which it has been,
Right.
and I'm pretty
It
sure
will continue to be.
right. So I will be good at any Monday that you choose.
Right on.
So yeah, I'm super excited to do another late night booming because the next one will be peak
It's gonna be mint.
late night booming.
Oh, we're gonna get those cameras. And if not,
Yeah.
when are you getting your camera?
Well, I'm gonna start working and I'm gonna get as much money as I can. Of course, I need to set money aside for my bill,
Right. Yeah.
for my debt.
The old debt.
The old debt,
Yeah. Now we're in a little bit of a pickle.
Ball and chain,
Yeah,
you know what
the
I'm
old
saying?
ball and
The
chain.
old ball and chain. But as long as that
Rascally.
money's set aside, I'm gonna buy that camera real soon.
Rascally debt.
Next, I'd say I'll definitely have it by what is it? The 20th. I'll definitely have it by. I mean, if you set a date next month, like mid to late next month, I'll have it by then.
Sweet.
Because if I just take a look at a calendar right now, because it's probably going to be 2 to 3 weeks before I even get my first paycheck, because I don't know the pay period yet.
Mm-hmm.
But let's say you set it on like a March 16th or a March 23rd or something like that. Those are both Mondays. I should have it by that time, hopefully.
Perfect.
I think I'm just gonna, when I have the money, I'm just gonna hop over to Best Buy and be like, "Let me have a friend, something." Yeah, or
Now.
like Amazon Prime it or something.
Right.
Yeah.
If you need help robbing the store, you just let me know.
Oh, thanks. Of course.
You guys at home, that goes for you guys too.
Note to Cole: don't forget to cut this out because we're gonna rob Best Buy.
We're robbing Best
No,
Buy.
I'm kidding.
Classic. You know us.
No, you know what? I'm gonna actually leave that in because I want them to be prepared.
Yeah. You're
When we
helping them. They should be
rob Best Buy.
thanking you for that.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
We're gonna rob Best Buy.
Yeah.
Say it one more time.
We're gonna rob Best Buy.
Best Buy.
That can't
we don't
incriminate
mean
us,
any-
can it? Watch, like, Best Buy's gonna get robbed tomorrow.
We get swatted in 10 minutes.
Yeah. Some dudes are gonna rob Best Buy tomorrow, and they're
With
gonna come
our
looking
body
for
types,
us.
there's
Yeah.
gonna be two guys that look like us, and they're gonna be like, "Fuck."
Yeah. Well, we did say that.
We're gonna be like in jail, sitting next to each other, like, "Did you snitch? Snitch? We didn't fucking rob." Right. Sure.
I wonder if the guys actually got the lens though. Better be 18 to 135.
Yeah, the 18 guys. If you want to shoot like us, get the Sony cameras. Canon's quality is fucking dropped.
The new Sony. It has to be a new Sony.
It has to be a new Sony.
New line. The alphas are great.
The alphas are fantastic. If you want to go for a Canon camera, hey, that's fine. Go for maybe a year or two older than like this year, because Canon has started removing the 24 frames per second out of their consumer line cameras, which is trash and very stupid if you ask
That's
me,
very
because
stupid.
they're losing business doing that.
You know what's really great?
What?
With the lens that I have now, it's 18 to 135. I'm realizing now how much more I can do with this stuff, because I was sitting at my desk in class and we have these computer monitors in front of us, and computer monitors it's a Big Mac. It's
Right.
like almost like a 2-foot monitor.
Sure.
And I was sitting about 1.5 feet away with the lens, and it captured the entire monitor and everything around it. Like, the lens is so wide. Like,
Oh yeah.
I'm learning all about how wide we can really go with it, and I'm
That's
super
really
excited.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm super excited to to get that camera. I feel like I have all this film equipment and nothing to do with it because I don't have a camera. Like the main like source,
The actual
of
camera itself.
all of the it's like building a gaming computer and having a mouse and a keyboard and the whole computer and then not having a monitor.
Yeah.
You know? It's like pretty damn important, you know.
The one thing you need. Yeah, but I mean, you got your phone.
I got my phone.
Maybe just crank out a project sometime. Just
crank out a little iPhone project, maybe a little iPhone short film. You know, I'm thinking about it. I do want to do at least one before I get the camera, just because I want to be like, Cole, this is what you have right now. There are so many more people that are not as privileged as you to even have, you know, this kind of equipment. And some people have to make fucking videos with their phone because that's all they have. And be like, just be thankful for what you got, because I don't think about that enough, and it's a good thing to think about.
There's this Calvin and Hobbes comic where his mom says, Calvin, life could be a lot worse, and he's like, well, it could be a lot better too. It's like very true, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you just gotta try not to think about that. To think about how good you have it.
That's right.
Not how good you could have.
We have it very well.
Yeah,
we do.
But for sure, I'm super excited for our movies.
Oh my
goodness. Super duper excited.
I mean, especially after seeing that play, it's like, oh man, we can make art. We make art.
Right, we make art. Like we are artists.
We are artists
with what we make.
And I was just feeling really satisfied last night with everything that we've done.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited because there's a lot more to come. You know what I mean? Oh, I just know what I'm going to tell you.
Oh,
okay,
boy.
So 2020 movies, Shoreline. 2021, official announcement.
Whoa.
Official announcement. Everyone listen up. This is a prize to those who have stuck with the podcast until now. Gorilla, the movie.
Oh shit, we actually doing it?
We're actually doing it. I'm going to get cornrows for the movie.
Yes. That's still going to be so good.
It's going to be awesome.
That's horrible.
It is, but it's going to be so funny. It's going to be so good.
Oh my God. Wow, you're really planning far ahead.
Oh, and then we have the 2022 movie actually after that.
Do you know already what you're making that year?
Honestly, we have at least 4 to 5 years of films planned.
I mean, yeah, I have some films planned, but I'm trying to like.
Yeah,
I know what I'm gonna do
one
next.
at a time. One at a time.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna properly adapt Practically Dead already for after Reality Bleeding.
Cool.
Yeah,
that's gonna be
because I was gonna do Off the Grid, but I don't like it's. I'm just trying to go. I think I'm gonna slowly go through my source material until I run out of source material, right?
Right.
Because I have Practically Dead already, which I never made. Off the Grid, which didn't go that far. And then my whole idea for the whole Slick Trigger Retold thing is like how I'd incorporate like Prior and stuff into that. And I have a whole arc of like the characters, and Frankie starts good and then becomes bad and then he's good again. He's good the whole time, and then you know Robbie isn't there in the beginning and then he's good and then he's bad, and it's like this whole arc that'd be like really cool. 4 movies spread out. I'd only do that if I had a studio deal, but like that's my dream set of films.
Right.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, honestly, I just have a couple like ideas in the vault where like Shoreline doesn't work. Okay, we'll try Gorilla the movie. If that doesn't work, we'll try something else. You know?
Yeah.
And I
I'm
mean,
really hoping that Shoreline works because it's really fantastic.
Obviously, the goal is for it to work and like to get somewhere with it.
Well, I mean, we're not planning for it to fail.
No, yeah, we're not planning for it to fail. If it does fail, you know, at least we have what we made. But the goal is to get somewhere with it. That's not the main goal, obviously. The main goal is to make the passion project.
My biggest problem that I've run into is trying to license music. I can't figure out how you even go about doing that.
Same. It's like such an abstract thing. Like I've looked it up and it's like
found has been for like everything but. It's literally everything but TV and film.
It's like I want to use a song in my movie. How do I do it?
Yeah.
And you can't get an answer for that. Because it's like, oh, well, you can pay us and we'll find out for you. It's like, no, just tell me how to do it.
Just fucking tell me.
Yeah, just tell me.
God, I just wish I had we had like an agent or something that could like get that information for us and we only pay them to do it when we know it can be done. You know?
Exactly. Yeah.
But we don't have.
That's the problem
because
like I called these people and they're like, yeah, $290 and we'll get you a quote on how much it would be.
What
And
the
I'm like,
fuck?
I'm not gonna pay $290
to find out that I can't license it.
to find out that I have to pay $300,000 for this song. You know what I mean?
Holy shit. That's so fucking dumb.
Oh, it pisses me right off.
I do know one thing. My church pastor knows about more. She knows about how to get rights for covers. So I think I'm gonna go about that route because I think the one that'll be cheaper, and two, there's a person that can tell me everything, you know?
Right? Yeah.
And then maybe that'll help you some way.
It also helps that my dad writes music.
That's right. Yeah.
Because he can make stuff for us.
Because I'm gonna, yeah, for sure. I'm gonna ask your dad to make an original song for Reality Bleeding.
That'd be cool.
Because that would be really dope. Because Brock already has an original song. Actually, that licensing music, and I'm trying to figure out where music would fit best in my film. Because you literally wrote your script with music in mind. I'm just writing it. And I'm not thinking about musical cues or anything like that. And like, I'm trying to think of like, man, I have all these songs that I want to use in the film, but I don't know at all where to fucking put them.
Well, and that's the thing too, is like, it differs from film to film. Like Slick Trigger, I had maybe like 2 songs in mind, but that wasn't what I based the story off of. Like Shoreline, I had the original idea, but then I kind of built the story around the songs I had in my head. But it's different for each film you make. Like Gorilla, I'm just gonna write it, and then we'll figure out music. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. It was kind of like Backyard Travelers. I'm sure you didn't, shoot Backyard Travelers with the intention of what music you're going to use. You just fucking found whatever music and you used it.
But it's fun when you do.
Right.
Because like Slick Trigger, it didn't happen for Slick Trigger, but for like Shoreline, like it is like, oh yeah, I know how I want the scene to feel. You know what I mean? And then it kind of helps you write it. But
there's one song. I guess there's technically 2 songs. Brock's song, I know exactly where I'm gonna put it because that's gonna be the opening title. But I found a song and I can't remember the name of it right now. But it has something to do with like being real and stuff. And it's like this old jazzy song, and it's kind of like the whole soundtrack dissonance thing where it's like it doesn't fit the tone of like what would be happening at all, but that's what makes it good. It'd be kind of similar to like I want to use this song to make it feel iconic, make people remember it. Because us had the dun dun dun.
I was literally just listening to that song as I pulled into your
and
driveway.
Basically this song has sort of like there's a line where she's like she like sings it and she's like gotta get real, and like that's the part that I want to use because it would be. Oh God! And I don't know how to license it. That's the one song that I've decided that like
same.
There's so many songs that I was like, oh, this is the one that I really need. No, this is the one that I really need. And then I came across that one and I was like, holy shit, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Like it's like that would literally fucking make the entire film.
Like okay, I don't. We got time. I don't know if I talked about this before, but I've got.
We got time.
I got time. We got. All right. Okay, so I have like 5 or 6 songs that like I would love to use in Shoreline and that I built the movie around. And I looked on YouTube, and you know what really pisses me off?
What?
Every single one of those songs is allowed on YouTube.
But with film, it's like like a whole different
like
thing.
if we actually want to go somewhere with the film, we won't be able to.
Right.
And that pisses me off because it's like if I could make my dream movie, but it would just be for YouTube.
Right.
And that's not the route you want to go.
No, because you want to actually build a career from that.
Exactly.
I found this. I've joined a couple like film composers, music composers groups on Facebook, and I think I'm gonna find someone that fits for me, and I'm gonna hire someone to compose music for my film because I've decided like the exact sound that I want is like, because it's the movie's basically split up into like. When they're in real life and when they're in like the game basically.
Right.
And I want like the real life like soundtrack to be kind of more like realistic, violins, pianos, drums, stuff like that. And then when they're in the game, it's more like synthesizers and stuff like that. So it's like
cool
so it takes
idea.
like a very dramatic shift in tone.
Yeah.
And I think that like literally is very intense. Like I need that for very specific moments. And then even like there's supposed to be like a perceived reality where it's fake reality where they think they're in reality but it's still in the game, and it would mix those 2 elements.
Ooh. I love that idea.
So I'm gonna try to hire a composer. Cool. If I can do it locally, ideally I do that. And that's what I'm going to obviously try to do first,
Right.
because that's something that I can literally sit down with and do that.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't want it to be really expensive.
It's gonna be awesome.
But I'm ready
though.
to drop the money if it's going to be good. You know,
Right? Yeah. If it's what you need, I mean,
if it's perfect, I'm gonna. Oh well,
would you
of
pay
course.
$500 for an entire soundtrack to your movie that you can use completely?
$500 easy. I'd pay $1,000.
$1,000?
$1,000's probably my limit. $1,000's probably, yeah. If someone gave me like releasing rights and they composed it, and like of course I gave them all of the credit, and it fit perfectly, I'd pay up to $1,000 for sure.
That honestly, yeah, probably. It's just such a tough call.
It is a tough call, but then you'd
for
have
your
the
dream
rights,
film,
you'd have
though,
releasing
yeah.
rights for sure.
Yeah,
I mean, this is dream film for like small budget, you know?
Right, yeah.
When we make it big, and there's no doubt that we're going to make it big, but when it happens, you know, we'll be dropping fucking millions on stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
You know, people do that all the time.
Yeah, I mean, people will be composing music just for the heck of it for us. So, like, you guys can have this.
There are literally fucking people on Facebook who like have taken stuff like the Joker trailer and they rescore it themselves. It's like that they're not doing it because they want money. They do it because they love it.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, there's people that would pay you to have their song.
Right, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Man,
for sure, I'd pay like upwards of $1,000 if I really, really thought that like this is it. You know?
Yeah. Man,
I'm super excited. Like I'm stressed like hell, but it's a good stress.
Oh man, I've been looking forward to this summer since last summer.
Yeah, same. It's coming
gonna-
up too quickly too, honestly. Like we're in February, but I'm like, holy shit, the days are passing by really fast.
Yeah, but it's gonna be so much fun.
It is. And I'm super excited for it.
Mm.
I want to make some equipment upgrades before then, and there's some specific stuff that I absolutely need. But a lot of the stuff that I want, I think I might have to settle with some stuff. But you know, you get what you get.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Right. I'm just worried that I just don't want like the quality to like take a drop. You know.
Well, we'll tie this all back to the beginning. You gotta know when to hold them. You gotta know when to fold them.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. You know, you got that's perfect example. We know we need lavaliers, so of course we're gonna drop a couple $100 on some nice lavaliers.
Of course.
But do we need a new boom pole and a new boom mic? And like, it would be really nice to have, but it's also gonna take $2,000 out of our budget to get everything like that.
Yeah.
You know, we definitely need a new drone to match the footage of like the 4K, but. You know, should we drop
what's the best way to go about
$100 on lights?
Or do we borrow the drone?
Or do we borrow the drone and rent it or something, you know?
Yeah.
There's definitely some stuff me and you are going to have to just like split like payments on, you know. I'll pay half and you pay half or something like that. And then we can like share it for sure. Especially with, I don't know, this completely, because I've been worrying about everything else. What's the deal with the reality show?
Haven't heard anything.
Kind of went cold.
Yeah, they've been kind of away in Florida right now.
Busy.
I just don't think it's the best time to start it, honestly.
Yeah, I get it.
I mean, it's the dead.
Probably wasn't the best time.
It's the dead of winter.
Right.
Everybody's busy. It's just, I just don't.
Plus, if we do that in between, you know,
I respect
in
Mitchell
between shooting
for
the movies.
Yeah.
Like, that would just be like a nice thing to like kind of offload.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, I respect the fact that he wants to make it because like this is his art.
Of course. I'm sure he wants to make it. I'm sure there's just everything that they're dealing with the company.
Yeah.
And we won't talk about it specifically publicly, but they're dealing with a lot of shit.
Yeah.
A lot of shit. And that's probably should be their number one focus before they focus on like, oh, let's make a reality show and drop a bunch of money on these two kids that, you know, we don't know shit about. Hopefully they can make it. Fuck. Mitchell Olsen, if you're listening to this, don't doubt us, please. We got this.
Easy.
Yeah. But, you know, it's whatever. This year's, you know, I'm just trying to, the rough days, they come and go. You just got to push through them.
We always do.
Classic us. Just, you know, getting through it.
Yep. Desperately.
Being small YouTubers. You know what I'm excited for? I'm excited for season 2 because I want to, you know, like band t-shirts, like when they go on tour, they have like all the tour names of like the cities and stuff.
Yeah.
I want to make a season 1 shirt that has the logo and then it has the name of each episode on the back.
Oh, that's a cool idea.
Like a little band tour, but it's like a podcast.
The podcast tour.
I think that'd be cool.
That's a cool idea. I like that.
Just a little advertising.
Yeah, why not?
And and you're repping it. It's not like a non-stylish way.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's still cool.
Right. People will be like, "Well, what's that?" I'd be like, "It's my podcast."
Exactly. Yeah.
Ideally, we get other people to wear it.
Yeah. They'd be like, "Hey,
us.
can I get one of those?"
Yeah.
I listen to all of them.
How did you sell so many AV t-shirts in high school? Well, AV was pretty popular amongst high school.
Yeah,
honestly.
I guess. I don't know.
How much money did you make selling those t-shirts?
Honestly,
Not much,
totally forgot.
Really?
I know we sold.
Didn't you make you made a decent amount of? Wasn't most of that money that you made went to the camera?
Yeah.
Was the t-shirt money?
Yeah. Because that was towards the camera and the drone.
Couple $100.
Yeah. It was. I mean, it was worth it.
Right.
It was totally worth it.
Unfortunately, we don't have if we were going to the same college, then we might be able to hone down on an audience for sure. But because that was probably the best thing about us going to high school is we could be in the same place and advertise to all the same people.
Mm-hmm.
But us,
it's tough nowadays.
Yeah, it's tough, and also people don't like to talk. In high school you're forced to. In college you don't really have to.
Right. Yeah.
You
do what you got to do.
Yeah.
You only do what you have to do.
It's whatever though.
We'll get it figured out.
I was thinking about when I'm a guest on the Late Night Boomin', if I am ever a guest, we should record a segment live for the podcast.
Ooh,
that'd be fun.
There is an idea.
Yeah,
that's a cool idea.
Yeah.
I like that.
With the whole everyone around, and we're just like, hello everybody.
Yes.
So everybody listening to the podcast, you actually can't see this, but we had a whole crowd, and we promise we're not lying. But I was thinking about
you could just fake that on here.
Yeah, honestly, we just turn the mic and it's just yeah. So I think that'd be really cool. I got that idea if I ever do, end up doing that. And then maybe that's where I officially announce the movie. Because I've people know that I'm making Reality Bleeding, but I haven't made a very public. Right. Actually, the podcast is technically a leak of sorts because I'm trying to keep it from everywhere else, but on the podcast I'm yep, I'm making Reality Bleeding.
Telling the entire storyline.
The entire storyline. Yeah. Granted, no one fucking listens to the podcast, so it's not anyone's hearing it anyways. So no, but yeah, I'm trying to I want to make a proper a mini sort of reveal trailer.
Right.
And then maybe that's how, it's revealed is at Late Night Boomin'.
That'd be cool.
Everyone listening to the podcast is way ahead of everyone else. They're like, whoa, there's a big development being made. Cole's a millionaire now, but he doesn't want to talk about it anywhere except the podcast.
Just the podcast.
I'm actually pregnant. No.
You want to contact me? You got to go to the podcast.
you want to hear anything exclusive? It's on the podcast.
Or make a YouTube video and send it to me.
Yeah.
Why aren't you answering?
You there, Jack? But anyways, all right. Well, hey, we passed an hour.
Let's go.
We haven't passed an hour in a couple episodes.
That's how we roll. Easy money.
Okay, well, where can people check you out?
The Cheese Puffs, Dorm Boomin', Late Night Boomin', YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. And where can they check you out?
Anderson Visuals on YouTube, CJA Visuals on Instagram and Twitter, Cole James Ann on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. Don't forget to go to anchor.fm/SSYTCT. Support us. Support us. You can leave voice messages if you want us to respond to a question or something. Leave us a topic. That'd be super fun. We haven't gotten a single one of those, but I think that would be a cool and interesting dynamic. Maybe we could talk about hot topic issues or even movies or something. But yeah, so there's all of that, and we hope you guys have you had a great week and you have a good weekend.
Absolutely.
So bye.
Peace.
Thank you for listening to Small YouTube Channels Talk Podcast with Cole James Anderson and Jack Unruh. And don't forget, new episodes every Friday.